revisiting the 80s and 90s, and also revisiting what has to be one of the most unlikely and strangest rivalries in professional wrestling. And I might add, pointless to that list of adjectives, as it is hard to imagine just who on earth was pining to see a third matchup between the Ultimate Warrior and Phil Collins, especially seeing as how the last two went rather easily in the Warrior's favor. Nevertheless, here we are, and Collins has vowed to make the outcome of this one very different from the last two, and he is promising that wrestling fans will never forget what they are going to see here tonight.
Oh yeah, it'll be a night to remember. I can dig it, yeah.
And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I have the special privilege of being joined in the broadcast booth by none other than the masculine man, Andy Damage.
That's right, Slim Jim. Things are gonna be extra manly here in Wisconsin tonight because the masculine man is here. Yeah, don't think for a minute that you're getting some kind of amateur here. No. Because when it comes to anything and everything to do with the world of wrestling, yeah, I'm the cream of the crop.
Well, Mr. Damage, far be it from me to call your observational abilities into question, but I would point out that we are, in fact, in the great state of Minnesota, not Wisconsin. But nevertheless,
what are you saying, Cobb? That Wisconsin's not great? Is that what you're saying, Slim Jim?
Not at all. Wisconsin is great and I love cheese. But never mind that. This match is set to get underway. But before we go to ringside, Andy, I'm sure our millions of fans at home would like to get your thoughts on tonight's match.
Well, I'm sure they would. And you know something? I heard that Phil Collins was complaining, about the Warrior having an unfair advantage last time, And I heard he wasn't in the know that Wrestling World Wrestling doesn't test wrestlers for PEDs. So I heard through the grapefruit that Collins has a little secret plan, to even the playing field by ingesting copious amounts of cocaine and Ritalin, which he may or may not have gotten from a certain man of masculine proportions,
That certainly sounds pretty self-incriminating, Mr. Damage, and I'm not so sure that Mr. McVan would be too happy about...
You think McVan's gonna care about any of this? Where do you think I got him, Slim Jim? Everything was paid for and signed off by none other than McVan.
And we would like to remind you folks at home tonight that tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Apple Bapples, the neighborhood ribbon bib where every hour is happy hour and kids always drink free. Apple Bapples, chowing down in the downtown. Good God, and let's get down to ringside.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way down the aisle, being accompanied by Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson, and Freddie Mercury, weighing 156 pounds, from London, England, Phil Collins.
And Phil Collins, looking about as paranoid as a schizophrenic squirrel, is swinging around a lead pipe. It certainly looks like he has no intention of going down easy. But just what the hell kind of drug did you say you gave him, Andy?
Hey, that's for me to know and for you to find out.
I mean, you already did mention it earlier at the outset. All we have to do is go and rewind the tape, but I guess we'll find out later.
And his opponent, from parts unknown, Indiana, weighing 275 pounds, the Ultimate Warrior!
And speaking of paranoid schizophrenia and drugs, here comes the Warrior, looking as hopped up and jacked to the gills as ever. And I'm still having trouble imagining a scenario in which Collins can overcome this mountain of steroids and speed known as the Ultimate Warrior.
Well, Slim Jim, you just sit back and relax. Because Collins got a chance to train with the madness of masculinity this time, And you'll be seeing the results momentarily,
Andy, your confidence in Collins' ability, I have to say, strikes me as rather peculiar. Did you slip a gun into his wrestling trunks or something? What's going on here?
No firearms needed here, Cobb. You're asking the wrong questions. Just sit back and watch,
Very well, and we see Warrior missing with an overhand right out of the gate, and then thrusting his ass into Collins' midsection. Collins retaliating by slapping him in the face and delivering some knife-edge chops and a DDT. This is, once again, a rather impressive start for Collins, but it was more of the same last time, so we'll just have to wait and see what the Warrior, he's still getting his ass kicked. All right, Andy, what the hell's going on here?
Well, Slim Jim, the Warrior's getting slapped around. Yeah, that's what's going on. What's the matter? Your eyes don't work?
Well, I can certainly say that my eyes work good enough to see that Freddie Mercury is causing a distraction, diverting the referee's attention as Collins delivers a low blow to the Warrior. That son of a bitch, and it looks like, yes, Freddie Mercury is being ejected from ringside. Did he just disappear into thin air? What? Am I seeing that? Do my eyes actually work? I'm not sure what the hell's going on, Andy.
Hey, I don't know, but it seems to me that Freddie got disappeared right back up to heaven for interfering with the match.
That makes absolutely no kind of sense, but I suppose it's the sort of thing I should be used to better now, so shame on me. And here we have Collins attempting to cheat and use the ropes to get an easy pin on the Warrior, but thankfully the ref saw it and put an end to it. But Collins continuing to be dominant against the Warrior. This is extremely bizarre, I have to say, Andy.
Yeah, Collins snapping into it, biting the Warrior's fingers.
Collins climbing to the top turnbuckle now. Let's see what he's gonna do. Man, good God! Collins just decides to drop himself off the top turnbuckle and land face down into the canvas. He wasn't anywhere near him, Andy. What the hell was that?
Hey, now, don't look at me. I didn't train him. I just supplied him with the fuel that he needed to get through the match, and as you can see, he's still dominating this match, and the Warrior is the one on his ass. Yeah.
I can certainly see that, Andy, but at this point, I'm not sure I believe my own eyes here, because Phil Collins is absolutely continuing to dominate the Ultimate Warrior, and at this point, Andy, I have to question whether it was Phil Collins that you gave those drugs to, or if it was me, because I feel like I'm hallucinating. He's 1, 2, 3, and good God, Phil Collins, I never thought I'd say it, ladies and gentlemen, has defeated the Ultimate Warrior, and quite handily at that.
Well, I told you, Slim Jim, this would be a night that you'll never forget, and maybe next time you'll listen to the masculine man when he tells you something's gonna happen. That means it's gonna happen.
I will be sure to make a mental note of that after I get about 15 hours of sleep and spend some time reflecting on all that I know to be real. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jim Ed Cobb, I think. Thank you, good night.